Kaieteur every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, 7:20 p.m. and a rebroadcast of the next day at 11 a.m. just in case you missed that program.
This is the news on top of the hour.
Live from our studio in Georgetown.
Kaieteur Radio, 99.1 FM.
Good evening, welcome to this evening's newscast on Kaieteur Radio. I am Kevin Smith. Let's get to the news in detail. Engine number one, the small hedge fund that was dared to challenge ExxonMobil over the past few months on its weak response to climate change, has dealt the oil giant another blow as it yesterday won another seat on the board of directors. This was disclosed by ExxonMobil after it updated the preliminary results for the election of directors at its annual meeting of shareholders held on May 26, 2021. Engine number one's challenge for board seats was rooted in its dissatisfaction with ExxonMobil's emissions output. According to Bloomberg, the oil giant's annual emissions from its operations are set to increase from 122 million cubic feet in 2017 to 143 million metric tons in 2025. The investment firm was also concerned about the company's decisions, which have led to its declining fiscal health. In other news, the Ghana Energy Agency is being accused of issuing fuel import licenses to at least two companies that have no demonstrable storage capacity or other mandatory requirements. The companies have since been identified as Global Commercial Import and Transport, that is located in Parika, and the other is Global Petroleum Inc., a company located at Wales on the west bank of Demerara. Neither of the companies are presently in possession of a fuel storage depot for fuel imports, a requirement to be met before any such license is issued. In other news, under the Termination of Employment and Severance Pay Act, GWI intends to dismiss another 81 of its employees within a 3-month time frame. In a statement issued yesterday, the company disclosed that a total of 157 staffers are listed to be sent off as part of its restructuring plans and rationalizing of staffing establishment. GWI posited in the statement that the workers must go in order to ensure the efficient and productive management of daily operations. The process of sending home workers started on Monday with 76 staff members receiving their termination letters. GWI noted that the 76 will officially be off the job by June 30th and they will receive their severance benefits by month end. GWI claimed too that it has been trying to find other jobs for the laid off workers. And moving on, businessman Mohammed Shah Jahan has successfully challenged GRA over their wrongful classification of his 2020 Toyota Land Cruiser. The Land Cruiser was classified by GRA as a passenger vehicle, attracting nearly $14 million in tax and duties when it was in fact imported by Jahan as a goods vehicle. As a result of the dispute over the classification, the vehicle was seized and kept at the John Fernandez terminal before Jahan successfully mounted the legal challenge. The judge further issued an order compelling GRA and its Commissioner General Godfrey Stacia to forthwith classify the vehicle as a goods vehicle and to accept the $1,871,457 in taxes and duties, which have been paid already within 7 days. Further, she ordered GRA to take all steps necessary to release the vehicle as soon as practicable and to reimburse Jahan for the costs of storing the vehicle at the terminal. The court also ordered GRA to stand the costs of the businessman's lawsuit, which was filed in March of 2020. In other news, social media activist Gavin Matthews, who was arrested back in April for allegedly making and publishing a video containing derogatory remarks about Minister of Culture, Youth and Sports Charles Ramson Jr., was today charged and released on a $100,000 bail after appearing in court. 44-year-old Matthews denied the charge, which stated that on March 25th, without legal or lawful justification or excuse, used a computer system to publish electronic data of Ramson with the intention to damage his reputation and corrupt public morals. Matthews' lawyer made a bail application to the court for his client to be released on a reasonable amount of bail. Chief Magistrate McLennan then placed the defendant on bail and the matter was adjourned to June 10th. And moving on, a Mabaruma man was stabbed multiple times earlier this week after he and another man started arguing while drinking. According to a police report, the man, who is identified as 25-year-old Ian Bovell of Kamaka Waterfront, Mabaruma, was drinking at a public place within Kamaka Waterfront on Tuesday night. Around 22 hours 30, the suspect approached Bovell and the two then had an argument. The suspect broke a Guinness bottle and attacked Bovell, stabbing him several times about his body before escaping. The injured man was rushed to the Mabaruma Regional Hospital, where he was seen and examined by a doctor on duty, treated and later sent away. Investigations are ongoing. And to wrap things up this evening, let's tell you a man is now nursing a chop wound after 5 armed bandits broke into his house this morning. According to a police report, the 52-year-old, along with his 36-year-old wife, secured their Caneville, East Bank Demerara home at 21 hours on Wednesday night before retiring to bed. It was at 2 hours 30 this morning when the man was confronted by the perpetrators, who made their way into the living room area by breaking open the door. The 5 suspects were reportedly armed with 2 cutlasses and a handgun. One of the perpetrators, while demanding cash, dealt the victim a chop to his head. The man handed over $220,000 in cash, after which the house was then ransacked by the suspects, who took multiple items around the house. The injured man was taken to the Diamond Diagnostic Center to seek medical treatment for his injuries. An investigation is currently ongoing.
And that's the news of the moment. Remember to get the full details of these stories, pick up a copy of the Kaieteur News. And don't forget, you can catch us on the MyTuner app as well as the Radio Garden app. You can also keep up to date by liking our Facebook